And here we are, another edition of Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession. And I told you all week that the Giants, this was not a foregone conclusion, that bad teams find ways to lose. I said it so many times that Steve, one of my producers, said, do you want to take the Saints? Can I make a graphic out of you saying the Giants are going to lose this game? I never felt good about this game. I always thought this was dicey. And the thing that I think is so frustrating at this very moment is you sit here and typically the Giants will play football games and they're non-competitive oftentimes. You think they didn't really have a chance to win that game. That's the second game this year that finishes and you say to yourself, they should have won that football game. The Giants, in my mind, I mean, you could correct me if you think I'm wrong. You can like us, subscribe to us, the whole 9 yards that we do here. The Giants are the better football team. They were the better football team. They're up 14-3. Then it's 14-6. Then the Giants run a bomb play, flea flicker, Darius Slayton underthrown, right? Then you had the bomb to Darius Slayton, which he drops. Then the fumble from Darius Slayton. And I've said this for years. Darius Slayton is not a good football player. The problem is there's nowhere else to go. You don't have Malik Neighbors. Tell me that you watched the first quarter of that game and you weren't sitting there thinking to yourself, oh my God, like we got the guy. And I still feel good about Jackson Dart. I really do. But tell me you weren't saying to yourself, we've got the guy. He's hooking up with the thing about Jackson Dart is he makes guys that aren't very good look better. That's what good quarterbacks do. Theo Johnson, I mean, you don't even know who Theo Johnson is because he's never used 2 touchdowns. Right? I mean, more creative around the goal line. There's reason for excitement. And then it all just fell to crap is what happened. So how did that happen? Well, down, up, winning 14-13, late stages, going in for points, going to be up 17-13 and get the ball out of halftime. And what happens? Pass across the middle. Darius Slayton fumbles it. Saints pick it up. Kick a field goal, and at that moment, for the first time this entire year, the Saints have the lead. But still, as upset as you are at that moment, you're not despondent, right? You're like, all right, we're down 16-14 at the half. It's not the end of the world. You were upset with the play. Rashid Shaheed, who Tyler Nubin went inside. He went outside, wide open. Was it 88 yards? Yeah, sucks, right? Absolutely sucks. But even so, you're down 16-14, and you say, we're okay. Giants get the ball, moving down the field, 1st and 10. Jackson Dart rolls out, gives the ball up. Wasn't hit, wasn't touched, nobody in his face, nothing. He was a little undecided of what to do, puts the ball on the turf. Saints get it, right? But then Giants come back, fine. Back down the field, 4th quarter, 16-14. Right? Might have been 19-14 at that point, actually. 19-14. They're moving. 1st and 10 over to Skattebo. The guy's a warrior, never fumbles. Fumbles, picked up, back the other way, touchdown, game, set, match. And there we are. The Giants do it again. So now they're 1-4. And now any hope, and again, I like Jackson Dart. I think he's going to be really good. And I think you have to look at the big picture, and that is Jackson Dart's going to be a good player, and maybe a really good player, and maybe a great player. Offensive line gave him time in stretches today, but they don't have any but Skattebo. Singletary was okay. They don't have anybody. I mean, they're using Daniel Bellinger. They're using Darius Slayton. I mean, Jalen Hyatt got onto the field. Wan'Dale Robinson, who's fine. They just don't have weapons. They just don't. I want to bring up the stats here. So Skattebo ran it for 59 yards. Dart is effective running the football and had a couple of really nice plays, and he's an athletic kid, 55 yards. Singletary, 6 for 20. So the Giants ran for 136 yards. That's not nothing. And he threw for 200 yards. They turned the ball over on five consecutive possessions. You can't win. You can't win like that. You just can't. You can't allow an 88-yard touchdown pass. 5 possessions where you turn the football over and have any hope that you're going to win whatsoever. So here we are. And now you know the next 3 games, guys, right? What they are. It's Philly on a short week, and Philly's coming off a loss. I'm sure they'll be thrilled about that. It's at Denver, who beat Philly. Now, Denver's going to be going to, I guess, London. I think the game's in London against the Jets, and then flying back for the Giants the week after. But Denver's better than the Giants, and then at Philly. So you're 1-4, and you'd probably bet your mortgage that we're going to be sitting here 3 weeks from tonight saying, so the Giants are 1-7 halfway through the season. I mean, this was one of those games when the schedule came out and you looked at it and you said to yourself, there's not a lot of wins on the schedule, but that Saints game is a really winnable game. And I told you all week. And you know what, Steve, can you come on here, please? Because I sat here and I told you all week, forget about Nico for the moment. And this serves you right. It serves you right because you're a crappy Yankees fan, and we had to watch your Yankees allow more runs in the first 2 games of a postseason series than has ever happened in the history of baseball. So was I not sitting here telling you continuously, I don't like this game. I'm very worried about this game. Yeah. There's massive concern. And you were laughing at me. Like, you're going to win this game. I understand this team better than you do, Steve. I've been dealing with this team for 52 years, okay? You don't know the Giants like I know the Giants. Admit you were wrong.
I guess I was wrong.
Great.
I took the Giants this week too, like a fat loser.
I told you. I told you not to. The day is long. And what was that? What do you? I want to be wrong as long as the day is long. Yeah, that's right. I wanted to be wrong. I didn't have a good feeling. I never had a good feeling. And now this again. You can get as excited as you want. They beat the Chargers. Chargers soiled themselves again today. They lost to Washington. They led 10-0. They're going in for more points. Quentin Johnson fumbles it, and then they return a punt for a touchdown, and they call that a roughing the kicker. Washington gets the ball and scores points at the end of that. Too. You had the Chargers? Yeah, you're a real loser. You know that. So
losers picks.
Yeah, losers picks. That's exactly right. So I mean, this is where we are, guys. It's going to be a long season. I tried to tell you. There were games that you look at, you go, oh, you know, maybe we can win that game. Like the Raiders, maybe they can beat the Raiders, but there's not a lot of them. There's not. This is going to be a 3-win team, a 4-win team. And if you're Brian Dable, you got to be sick to your stomach because, again, wins. You won 3 last year, and the owner came out after last season and said, I need to see wins. Well, where are they coming from? You're going to beat Philly? No, I don't think so. You mean Denver? Certainly not. You're going to win in Philly? That's your next 3 games. You're staring at 1-7 in the face again. So this one hurts because I watched this game and thought to myself, boy, the Giants are the better team. They led 14-3 and allowed the last 23 points of the game. You wonder why the Saints were favored. Like I've told you for weeks, the Giants are that team on your schedule that if you're the Saints or you're the Raiders or you're the Bears, you look at and you circle, you go, that's a game we have to win because they stink. And that's the truth. They are not a good football team. All that being said, they still should have won. I mean, you had 1st and goal at 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. You hand it to the most surefire guy who you think's not going to fumble. He puts it on the turf, and they run it back for a touchdown. It's just massively, massively disappointing. Nico, can you hop on for a moment, please? I'd like to see your beautiful face. How you feeling about the Yankees? You feel great?
Awful. I feel awful. Today is an awful, awful, awful day.
Would you say today's the worst day of your entire life?
Today, it's up there. It's really close. I got in here today, and me and Steve didn't say a single word to each other for the first 10 minutes.
Well, because he's a Jets fan. So the Jets were humiliated by the Cowboys and looked like they might be the worst team in all of football at 0-5. The Giants were humiliated in New Orleans and looked pathetic, and now they're 1-4. The Yankees got hammered yesterday. They got hammered today, and you'd be hard-pressed to think they're going to come back and win this series. This, from a New York perspective, you know, we're international, worldwide. From a New York perspective, this is as bad a weekend as you could have possibly imagined.
I think the moment, as soon as we walked into the office today, was the second that Vladdy hit that grand slam, and it just deflated. I was completely out of it. The Giants left the sword. I want to fire every single person in power in New York. I want them all gone. Dayball, Shane. I want everyone gone.
All right.
Everyone.
So then what you need to have happen is for Dart to and Dart is not terrible. You can see he's going to be a good quarterback, but you need the Giants to lose football games. Then that's what you need to have happen, because if the Giants wind up winning 6 games and Dart shows promise, Dable, Shane are going to come back. If they win 2 or 3, I'm sure that at least the coach, if not the coach and the general manager, will be out.
I just don't understand how they continue. I don't care how many wins we get. If we win a couple games this year, it shouldn't matter. The play calling is continuously scared.
They're bad.
It's just scared play calling. It's bad.
Dable's not a good head coach. All right, play the game with me now. How many? Just tell me wins. Stop me when you see a win on the schedule. And after losing at New Orleans, I don't see how you can see that many. Home to Philly, at Denver, at Philly, home to San Fran, at Chicago, home to Green Bay, at Detroit, at New England.
Maybe New England.
Maybe.
Then
you get the bye, which makes sense in week 14. Home to Washington, home to Minnesota, at the Raiders, home to the Cowboys.
The Raiders. Maybe. The Raiders. The Raiders are a pretty bad football team. As so are we, but they're a pretty bad football team.
The Saints are a bad football team, and the Bears are a bad football team, and the Raiders are a bad football team. I got news for you. The Giants stink. Yeah. They're bad. They're not a good football team. So 3 wins. Are they going to get more than 3?
I hope they don't get more than 3.
All right. So then you're going to be looking at a new regime if that's what you want. And there you have it. So that is what. Now we're 5 games into the season. You've got 12 games to go, and now the only thing you can even discuss and decipher is how many wins are they going to get? And are they going to win 2? Are they going to win 3? Are they going to win 4? Will they go crazy and win 5? But that's where we are with the New York Giants right now. We have any questions, comments here that we can get into?
Yeah, we have a couple.
I'm sure we do. We have a lot of viewers right now.
A lot of viewers right now. Andrew Manfredi says, Dave, after a terrible loss like that, do you just turn on the 2007 Super Bowl to wash the stink off?
You know what? I don't. And I've said this for a long time. Losing stinks more than winning feels great. And Andrew, that's almost 20 years ago now. So it was awesome. But I watched the Giants, and then I just dive into the 4:00 football games, and I dive into the Yankees baseball game, which I'm going to be a bad guy right now, by the way. A really bad guy. Gave me such joy. Vladdy hitting a home run and watching it sail out. Yesterday, you got Aaron Judge, bases loaded down, 2 big spot. And he whiffs. Oh, what a treat that was.
One bad at bat. He's having a great postseason right now. He is
great with his singles and his meaningless doubles. No, it's great. He's
leading
great.
He's leading the league in hits right now in the postseason.
Yeah, that's great. He has 1 extra base hit so far in the postseason?
2.
It's not his fault though. It's really not.
No.
But he's not dominating the postseason like you'd hope that he would. But that's the bad guy in me. The bad guy in me will tell you that watching the Yankees implode, because I actually really, really believe the Yankees were going to win the series. And they're not even competitive. They're not even competitive. This kid, Cabbage, is that his name? Savage, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He looked like he was the greatest pitcher you've ever seen in your life.
He broke a Jays postseason record in strikeouts in the 3rd inning.
He was phenomenal. He made the Yankees look ridiculous. What else do we have? Comments and likes and all that kind of stuff.
I got Brendan G, our giveaway winner. Shout out Brendan G.
Thank you, Brandon.
Bringing back the nickname Darius Butterfinger Slayton. How long has he been dropping meaningful passes?
I've told you this for years. He's not good. He's not good. The problem is you don't have anybody else. There's no one else to play. So what do you want to do? They put out Bo Collins. He's not good. They put out Wandale. He's fine. They tried to play 2 tight ends with Theo Johnson and Bellinger, and I thought they both played fairly well. Jalen Hyatt, ran a couple of deep routes. They threw to him. He's ineffective. So this is what it is. There is no. Can we turn to there's no Nolan McClain. There's no Jonah Tong. There's no Cam Schlittler. It doesn't exist. They don't have a minor league system to turn and say, let's start playing this young tight end who's dominating in AAA. They don't have it. It doesn't exist. So this is what it's going to be. The stench that Darius Slayton brings to every single game is not going to change. It's not. Now, he's getting paid $12 million, which feels like stealing money.
$32 million contract.
So I give up. He's in the midst of a $32 million deal. They couldn't pay Saquon. Joe Shane's lasting image is that you couldn't pay Saquon, who runs all over the place. He caught a long touchdown today. Thankfully, Philadelphia lost. But you had to keep Darius Slayton. You got anybody else that wants to get involved in this obsession here?
Jonathan Galarza just flew back from the game. I'm not mad at Skattebo or Dart. I'm furious at Dable for horrible discipline and fumbles, and I'm furious at Shane for this garbage roster.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. There's no way this can be a 3 or 4 win team, and they bring either of these guys back. So, I mean, I'll say it again, guys. If you want change, you need to have the Giants lose. And I don't even think you'll have to root for losses because they'll just organically lose games. Like, this is one of the worst 5 teams in football. So they're going to wind up with a top 5 pick, and hopefully you get to the end of the season, you say, we have a top 5 pick, and we have a quarterback that we can build around. We have a left tackle we can build around. We have a stud receiver that gets healthy next year that we can build around. And I know that it's not the conversation that you want to have today either. And I don't think it's the reason that they lost the game. But this vaunted pass rush, this elite pass rush that we've talked about, I'm bringing up the defensive stats right now in front of me. This, unbelievable. Oh, God, they're so good. And look out. And the Giants, blah, blah, blah. They had no sacks. None. They couldn't get to Spencer Rattler not one time. Not one time could they get to Spencer Rattler. Dart got sacked 3 times. The Giants got to him no times. So you explain to me. You explain to me how in the world that happens. Dart was sacked 1 time, as a matter of fact. And the Giants got to Spencer Rattler 0. They did not get to him once. Some things I want to throw up there. So Cam Skattebo, and you saw how unhappy and miserable he was after the game and after that fumble. I mean, what more do you want? I mean, I'm annoyed he fumbled it. It really was the game-changing play with many of the other turnovers, I guess. But I mean, what else do you want? This is what you want him to take accountability, right? Sorry, Giants fans. I'll be better for y'all. Love. I mean, yeah, when he fumbled the ball, you were heartbroken, you were angry, you had all those emotions, but what do you want him to do? Like, he made a mistake. He was hit. He runs as hard as anybody you've ever seen in your life. He put the ball on the turf. It was picked up, and they took it back for a touchdown. It sucks. I'm disappointed. I'm angry. I'm heartbroken. But what's going to start to happen is you're going to start to have apathy again. That's the worst. It's just you're going to be apathetic about this team. All right, well, they lost to the Eagles. Okay, well, you know what? They lost to the Broncos. All right, well, they lost again to the Eagles, and then they'll lose to Washington and Dallas, and we'll probably go winless in this division again, and maybe they'll beat the Raiders, and maybe they'll beat the Bears, and maybe they'll beat the Patriots. But when it's all said and done, you're going to be looking at another 3, maybe 4-win football team. And the hope has to be that they clean house and bring in competent coaching, but again, and GM, and put the right talent around Jackson Dart. If he's the answer, and this is the one ray of hope that I'll leave you with tonight. If he's the answer and he winds up being a really good quarterback in this league, this rebuild, which feels like it's been going on for forever, will happen much quicker. But the secondary stinks. I mean, Tyler Nubin doesn't know what's happening. And Deonte Banks is just a disaster out there. And Adebo, who is their high price, will bring him in because he's a number 1 corner, is not a number 1 corner. And Drew Phillips, who you're hot and cold with, and there's times where you watch him, you think he's a stud. I mean, the secondary commits penalties, it feels like, for sport. They commit penalties for sport. And the Giants had 8 more penalties today for almost 100 yards. How can you say that's not on the coaching? It's the same crap all the time. They're not a good football team. We agree with that. You look me in the eye. They're not a good football team. But I'll ask you this. Should they have beaten the Cowboys? The answer is yes. Then you beat the Chargers. Should they have beaten the Saints? Yes. So I'm not arguing that they're good. They're not good. But could you make the argument that through 5 weeks of this season, had the Giants played well in spots when they needed to, that we would be looking at a 3-2 football team? So if you're Brian Dable and you're Shane Bowen and you're Mike Kafka, you got to be sick. because your jobs are on the line, and this team probably should be 3-2, and they're 1-4. But if they were 3-2 right now, we'd be sitting here, I mean, dancing. And nobody thinks they're going to be a postseason team because they're not going to be a postseason team. But you'd be ecstatic about what this team was. But you can't be because bad teams find ways to lose. Giants are a bad team. That equals 1-4. All right, couple of quotes I want to bring to your attention. Brian Daboll after the game. All right, let's look at this one. Giants had turnovers on 5 consecutive possessions. His quote, hard to do. Awful. Absolutely awful. I mean, you can't win football games when you're -5. They were -5 with the turnovers and had 8 more penalties for 95 yards. It's almost amazing that they were in the game as long as they were in the game. -5? 5 consecutive. I don't have the information. Maybe Steve or Nico in the other room can look it up. They said something on the broadcast that like a team hasn't had turnovers on 5 consecutive possessions in like 25 years. Like the Giants find these new and innovative and creative ways to lose games. And then you watch the Jets and the Cowboys, and Brandon Aubrey misses an extra point. Like, oh, yeah, of course. You'd bet your house that against the Giants, he's not missing extra points or field goals or anything like that. And don't get you started on the Jets. Because, as bad as the Giants are, the Jets are non-competitive. They are, oh, boy, Aaron Glenn, you are in one, my friend. I think the quote from Skattebo is right. I think the quote from Daboll is accurate. And I want to show you one more. This is from Jackson Dart. Now, again, Dart on the day, 26 of 40. I think it was like 11 of 14 at one point. And Slayton dropped that bomb that he should have caught. It was in his hands. Should have had it. Singletary dropped one. Jackson Dart, quote, "This is on me. Why? I'm the leader of the offense." See, that right there is a winning attitude, is a winning player. As bad as this is, I actually look at what these guys put out and say, I like that. I love that. It's on me. Take ownership. I'm the leader. This is my offense. Good for you. Good. Listen, you're annoyed that they lost, but this is what they do. This is what bad teams do. They lose. This kid might be it. This kid might be it because he makes some dynamite throws and he's ultra athletic. So as bad as it is, and it is, and I'm not arguing with it, right? Coaching, putrid, 5 turnovers on 5 possessions, putrid, 88-yard touchdown pass allowed, putrid, no sacks, putrid, 8 penalties, 95 yards, putrid, tons of reason to be apoplectic after watching that game. I think we might have a quarterback. And if you told me right now, you can give me one thing from this season, and that thing, and that answer was this quarterback is the real deal, I'm done. I'm done. Like a blackjack dealer. I'm out. Right? That's it. Show my hand. I'm done. If I know at the end of this year, boy, I got a quarterback, and I've seen him 2 weeks, and I feel like I've got the quarterback. So they stink. They're a bad football team. They're poorly coached. They commit stupid penalties. They make awful plays. Darius Slayton, Deonte Banks, you name them, Tyler Nubin, you name them, it's a disaster. All that being said, just please, dear God, let me have a quarterback. Nico, we got any more comments, questions that we need to answer before we say goodbye and get ready for the show tomorrow?
Yeah, we have a bunch we can run through. So this comes in from
Guam?
B-Rog. The offense had turnovers, but the secondary was god-awful.
Oh, it was atrocious. B-Rog, you're right. It was absolutely atrocious. But if you don't turn the ball over 5 times, you're winning that football game. Like the secondary was really bad. I'm not defending it whatsoever. But if you don't turn the football over 5 consecutive possessions, you're winning that football game. And, the front 4 could do a job of getting to the quarterback. You're paying Burns a hell of a lot of money. You're paying Thibodeau a pretty good amount of money. You're paying, you draft Abdul Carter with the 3rd overall pick and Dexter Lawrence. You're allowed to put hands on the quarterback, for God's sakes. And I'm not defending the secondary, but I don't think you looked at the secondary and said, That's going to be the strength of the team.
It's almost like they get to that point and then they don't like they have a great job of getting to the point of pressuring the quarterback and then don't finish. It's always a missed tackle.
You led the Saints, who stink 14-3, and you lost the football game. So it doesn't need to be defined any more than that. What else do we have?
Brian Zebro says, which I agree with, Collins stopped on the route. He should only have one interception. On that last route, Bo Collins didn't even look at him.
I mean, you wonder why he's Bo Collins. Really. I mean, he's Bo Collins for a reason. He's a practice squad guy for a reason. He's not meant to be out there in the heat of battle, in the biggest of games, running routes. He's just not. I mean, you want that guy to be in garbage time. You want him to get a couple of opportunities during the course of the season, not like huge moment of a game. Bo Collins is out there on the field. I mean, there's a reason why everyone has to step up. And the fact that Jalen Hyatt is as bad, as uninfluential as he is, and Slayton is terrible, and Bo Collins is not much better. I mean, we talked all week long leading up to this, and it's why I wasn't ecstatic about beating the Chargers, because, like, you beat the Chargers, but you lose Malik Neighbors. And now you have Bo Collins, and now you have Jalen Hyatt getting more playing time, and now you have Darius Slayton, who has to become your number 1 or number 2 receiver. It's nauseating.
And Wandale, who can technically, I mean, according to this scheme and this play calling, can only run a screenplay. So it makes no sense across the board.
What else do we have?
We have from ML True Crime. How can even the Panthers look decent?
Well, I watched that game today too. I don't know that they look decent. I mean, Miami is god awful, but the Giants are the Panthers, guys. They are the Saints. They are the Panthers. They are the Jets. They are the Raiders. You look at the worst teams in the NFL and you say, boy, these teams are really bad. I got news for you. The Giants stink, okay? They're just not good. And I did it all off season. The front four is going to be elite, and the secondary is going to be better, and the linebackers should be better. And we got Malik, and they got Darden, Andrew Thomas, and offensive line. And, until I see it in the future, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just not. I'm not doing that this offseason again. Until they prove to me that they're capable, I'm not falling for the old, whatever it is, trick. I'm just not. What else do you got, Nico?
Last one coming in from James. Trade one backup quarterback to Cincinnati for a wide receiver is what we need.
What do you think they're going to give you for Russell Wilson?
Not T. Higgins.
You think? I mean, come on. I mean, James, go to bed. Really? You think? I mean, you think you're going to get Jamar Chase or T. Higgins for Russell Wilson? I would trade Russell Wilson for a bag of peanuts and a thing of popcorn. Please get a receiver from there. And do you really believe Russell Wilson is upgrade for Jake Browning? I don't even know about that. So here we are again. We start a week where the Giants lose. Tell me if you've heard this one before. Leading 14-3, lose 26-14. You lose to one of the worst teams in the NFL. You turn the ball over 5 consecutive possessions. Welcome to Giants football. And I'll say it again. If you really want to see change, it has to hit rock bottom. I'll be back tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern. We'll do it all over again and recap what was a really sensational Sunday. I'm Dave Rothenberg, and this has been Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession. So if you like that live stream, check out this video or the other live streams. And of course, don't forget to subscribe.